The main reasons your phone battery life decreases so fast. These days, owning a smartphone means constantly searching for a socket thanks to the battery running out so quickly. You might blame the manufacturer, but the sad truth is that the main problem here is operator error. Before you find out what things you're probably doing right now that drain your battery life, Number 1. You don't clean the charging port. Even though most of us clean our phones regularly, we often miss a very important detail: the charging port. It gets pretty dirty with lint and other debris from your pockets that easily get stuck in the port. This grime definitely doesn't help you when you're trying to charge your phone. So make it a habit to clean this port with a pointed Q-tip or a toothpick just as often as you wipe the screen. It won't be long till you notice how much more effective charging has become. Number 2. You have a bright wallpaper. It's always exciting to find a fun and colorful wallpaper to decorate your phone with, but your love for bright images could be the main reason why your battery keeps running out. The thing is, each time you check your text messages or missed calls, the wallpaper is there and it keeps eating up your battery. The same thing goes for live or any other type of moving wallpapers. That's why it's always better to go for black and white wallpapers. Not only do they look cool and elegant, but they also conserve your smartphone's battery way better. Number 3. You carry your phone in your hand. This rule is especially true for extremely hot weather. Every time there's a temperature spike, your phone starts heating up too. And carrying it in your hand makes the situation even worse since your phone starts to pick up the warmth of your hand as well. All this causes the battery to overheat and run down a lot faster than it normally does. So don't forget to keep your phone in your pocket, or even better, in your bag during occasional summer heat waves. Number 4. You don't fully close programs. You quickly check Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and then continue with your day. But if you didn't close all those apps completely, they'll remain open as a background activity, cutting your battery life shorter than it should be. Don't just leave your programs running in the background. Close them fully after each time you use them. This way, your phone won't have a bunch of unnecessary background processes draining all your battery juice. Number 5. You get way too many notifications. Notifications are great since they keep us in the know instantly so we don't miss a thing. However, you should definitely be picky when it comes to which apps you enable alerts for. Every notification you get makes a sound, lights up your screen, and sometimes makes your phone vibrate. All of this sucks the life out of your battery. Just try disabling notifications for all your apps except for the absolute essential ones at least for a day, and see how long your battery lasts. You'll probably enjoy a quiet day without constant phone buzzing too. Number 6. You don't check your battery settings. With today's super smart devices, you don't really need to rack your brain as to what's causing your phone to go to 0% so quickly. You can always look it up in your settings. Whether you have Android or iOS, you can always find a list of apps that use your phone's battery the most. And when you get to the root of the problem, it's way easier to solve it, right? So look up your most energy-consuming programs and add certain restrictions to them or turn them off completely. This trick will certainly help you get the best out of your battery life. Number 7. You keep your screen on maximum brightness. A super bright screen can come in pretty handy, but it's not a good idea if you're looking to keep your battery life at its max. The optimal amount of screen brightness when you're inside is about 30 to 40%. That's more than enough to see all the information on the display without overworking your battery. Still, try not to use the highest brightness when you're outside too. Instead, go for the auto brightness function, which usually turns off by itself after about 15 minutes. Number 8. You use the max volume. The same goes for keeping your volume turned all the way up. It consumes way too much of your phone's energy. All the calls and notifications you get during the day are always accompanied with a sound. So imagine just how much that eats up your battery. Of course, this doesn't mean you should put your phone on mute altogether. Just turning the volume down a bit will make a difference. Number 9. You switch on vibrate. You won't believe how much energy the vibrate function consumes. Even though it's undeniably useful, especially when you have to put your phone on mute, try to turn it on only when it's absolutely necessary. In all other cases, choose the sound or silent modes. They won't affect your battery life as much. Number 10. You don't set a timeout for the screen. If you want to seriously prolong the life of your battery, you have to put your phone down from time to time and just let it be. But when you have no timeout for the screen, it lights up endlessly, pushing the battery to the limit. So just open up your settings and pick the shortest available timeout. This will help shorten the battery consumption and let the phone block itself if you forget to. Way better than carrying several power banks around with you, don't you think? Number 11. You switch on GPS, Bluetooth, and Wi-Fi. Unfortunately, keeping your GPS, Bluetooth, and Wi-Fi on also makes your phone battery run low really fast. And if Wi-Fi is kinda necessary at all times, GPS and Bluetooth definitely aren't something you need every second of every day, right? So just turn them off and enjoy your extended battery life. Number 12. You use voice controls way too often. You try not to touch your phone and push a bunch of buttons, so you mainly stick to voice commands. That should save your battery, right? Nope. When used too often, voice controls affect your battery life just as much as any other background function. So limiting Siri or S-Voice usage at least a tiny bit can really become a lifesaver for your phone's efficiency. Number 13. You forget to turn off the auto rotate screen. The auto rotate function is really convenient for looking at pictures or when you're on a YouTube video marathon, but when left on all the time, it just dries out your battery completely. Auto rotate works thanks to a special sensor called an accelerometer that runs constantly in the background, waiting for you to turn your phone. Switch it off immediately when you no longer need auto rotate, and you'll see a difference. Number 14. You don't turn your phone off. You know how your phone sometimes just freezes and refuses to do anything at all? That's because you don't let your battery get a proper rest at night. Make sure you turn your phone off every night so that the battery can cool down. Not only is this better for your health too, but you'll also never have to deal with glitches and poor battery performance either. Number 15. You always charge your phone to 100%. Believe it or not, charging your battery fully is actually bad for your battery. You see, most of today's smartphones have a lithium-ion battery, which, according to the Battery University, simply doesn't need to be charged to 100%. Not to mention, such a high voltage stresses the battery and makes it work more and more poorly over time. Pulling the plug out at about 95% will make your battery run longer in the long run. Do you know of any other effective ways to prolong the life of your phone battery? Let everybody know in the comments below. Don't forget to give this video a like, help your friends out by sharing it with them, and click subscribe to stay on the